Hey guys, Utah Jazz franchise here on 5-Tool Gaming. It's been a little while since we have pumped out a Utah Jazz franchise episode, coming off a couple of wins on the road at the Washington Wizards and at Oklahoma City. We return back to Salt Lake City to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves and host the Brooklyn Nets before a quick roadie at the Sacramento Kings. Andrew Wiggins is out for the Timberwolves in this game. Big game in the standings, the Jazz and Timberwolves neck and neck fighting for that 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. Ricky Rubio facing his former team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. That means Shelvin Mack will be on the other sideline, former Jazz man here, as the Timberwolves and the Jazz get ready to jump it up with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. First quarter action here at Vivint Smart Home Arena. Cat goes across the lane from left to right with the right hand over Rudy Gobert, gets it to go 5-0 Minnesota. After a turnover by the Jazz, Chris Dunn on the run out, throws it down with one hand. Minnesota off to a quick start. They lead 12-4. Here is George Hill, cross court to Favors. Favors into the lane with the left hand. Over the top of Kevin Garnett, who apparently did not retire in this game. Karl Anthony Towns. And the Timberwolves lead here in the second quarter by 10. Here's Alec Burks down the lane. Finger roll up with the left hand. 39-31 in favor of the T-Wolves. Here is Shelvin Mack, former Jazz man, down to Karl Anthony Towns on the block. He's double-teamed. Karl Anthony Towns finds Zeller in the paint for the shot. 47-43 in favor of the T-Wolves. Gordon Hayward with the left hand. Throws it down as he hangs and flushes. Here is Shabazz Muhammad, and he is relentless in the paint. Score it, count it, he's fouled. Shabazz Muhammad goes to the line on that one. It's 50-50 at the break. Both teams shooting really well. Hayward with 10 points. Cat has 9 boards for the Wolves. Here is Shelvin Mack, former Jazz man, at the elbow over Alec Burks. And the T-Wolves trailing the Jazz at the end of the third quarter by a score of 74-71. We're in the fourth quarter now. T-Wolves by 1. Rubio comes up with a loose ball ahead to Alec Burks with 2 hands down the left side. On the break, Alec Burks scores for the Jazz. It's 85-83 Utah with 5:55 to go. Here is George Hill. Hill holding. Waiting for a screen from Favors on the pick and roll. Hill around it from the elbow on the left side. Back rim and in. 87-83 Jazz with the lead. 1-point game now, late in the game. Hood holding. 1:35 to go. Hood to George Hill from the left angle for 3. And that one does not go. Rebounded by Muhammad. Muhammad all the way, coast to coast, floats it up and in, and the Timberwolves take the lead. Wolves lead 92-91. Less than 10 seconds to go. Here's Gordon Hayward around the screen for the tie. And it is off the rim, no good. Minnesota holds on to win 94-91 in Salt Lake City. Minnesota owns our souls here. They have won 3 out of 4 meetings, I think, this year. At least 2 out of 3 that I know of for sure. Gordon Hayward, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Not a great shooting game for G-Money, 7 of 19, 3 of 10 from downtown. Chris Dunn, a good game. Karl Anthony Towns has 18 boards for the T-Wolves as they go on to win a big matchup. Next up for the Jazz, the Brooklyn Nets here in Salt Lake City. The Nets at 22-37, the Jazz 26-35 in this game. Brook Lopez and former Jazz man Randy Foye. And former Jazz man Trevor Booker. Here's Booker on the right side. Underneath, no. Rebounded there by Favors. Favors. Outlet to Hill. Hill on the run. Hill stops on a dime. Leaves 7 cents change from the left side. George Hill for 3. Booker underneath is blocked by Gobert. Ahead to Hood. Hood ahead to Hayward. And too big yo with the flush, baby. Right side. Rodney Hood for 3. He hits it. It's 16-10 Jazz early. Rubio yo-yoing on the right side around a favor screen. Rubio into the lane with the right hand. Lay it up and in. Score it, count it. He's fouled. Ricky Rubio all the way to the hole. 29-16 lead for the Jazz at the end of the first quarter. They lead by 8 now. Hayward on the right side waiting for a Gobert screen. He comes around it. Underneath to Gobert on the roll. And Gobert flushes it. The Nets defense not great on the interior in this game. Here's Bogdanovic. Cross-court pass to Jeremy Lin. Lin with a beautiful little bounce pass down to Bogdanovic, who dunks it over Hayward There is Hollis Jefferson on the right side. He passes up the shot. Everybody from the Nets getting a touch on this possession. It ends up in the hands of Brook Lopez, who puts it in with the left hand. Jazz lead 49-40. They're shooting 47%. Derek Favors with 11 points, 5 boards, 2 assists at the half for the Jazz. Here's Gobert on the right block in the third quarter. Out to Rodney Hood. Hood around the screen of Gobert. Back to Hayward at the top of the key. Hayward drives, pulls up. Contested shot from the elbow is good. Jazz lead here by 11. Late in the third quarter. Brook Lopez underneath to Hollis Jefferson, and he throws that down. Monster dunk from Hollis Jefferson. Here is Rubio from the left side. He's going to whip a pass underneath to Favors, who will dunk it with the right hand. Derek Favors in the paint. Nice pass from Ricky Rubio. See, he whips it down into the paint. 77-65 in favor of the Jazz at the end of the third. Here's Ricky Rubio at the left angle for 3. Rubio, nothing but net on that one. 84-71. Jazz lead by 13. Here's Burks all the way to the hole against Randy Foye. Up in off the glass. Jazz lead by 11. Here is George Hill. Hill on the block to Favors. Favors, reverse pivot. 10-foot jumper, good, and that ices the game. The Jazz go on to win this one 101-89 over the Nets. Shoot 49%, hold the Nets to 43% shooting. The Jazz, with only 10 turnovers on the game, even numbers except for on the scoreboard. Derek Favors, 25 points, 8 boards for Utah. Ricky Rubio had 13 for the Jazz as well. Brook Lopez was 17 and 12 for the Nets. The Jazz chasing the New Orleans Pelicans for that final playoff spot. They are 3 games behind the Pels in the standings. They do face the Pelicans, I think, 2 more times, and they are 1 game behind the other teams ahead of them for that 8th and final playoff spot. We're at game number 63 of the regular season in the capital of California. Darren Collison will not be going for the Kings in this game. Everybody else is healthy, though, for Sacramento, and the Jazz are fully healthy as well. One of the cooler-looking new arenas in the NBA. Sacramento. Here's Derek Favors on the left side with the left hand. Score it, count it, he's fouled. Good if it goes, it's gone. 14-6, Jazz with the lead. Here's Hayward on the right side. Hands to Hood. Hood down the lane. Jackknifes it up and in. He is also fouled there by Rudy Gay. Jazz off to an early lead. Here is Garrett Temple on the right side to Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes flushes it with the right hand, and somewhere Derek Favors is not watching. 26-20 Jazz at the end of the first quarter over Sacramento. Here is Cousins. Steps back. Over Withy. Misses the shot. It's rebounded there by Boris Diaw. And the point guard of old, Boris Diaw, goes all the way coast to coast with the left-hand reverse layup. Jazz lead by 10. Here is Hill to the left side to Gordon Hayward. Hayward down the lane. He flushes it over Tolliver. Gordon Hayward with 2 hands on the left side. Here is Burks into the corner. In transition, Burks hits the 3. Jazz rolling. They're up by 18 at this point. Here is Rodney Hood. Hood's going to pull up on the break with the left hand. A beautiful stroke from Rodney Hood. It's 57-36 in favor of the Jazz, and they lead by 22 at the end of the first half, holding the Kings to 33% from the field. Derek Favors with 8 points for the Jazz. Boogie has no points for the Kings, but he does have 11 boards. Onto the right block, Favors. Reverse pivot, spins to the lane. Hammer dunk, powerful move there by Derek Favors. Going right down the lane. Jazz lead by 22. Here is Hayward on the right side for 3. No. Tipped up and in by Rudy Gobert. Jazz lead by 21. Here is Boogie down the lane, and he gets just taken out by Favors. Jazz not giving up layups. That's their philosophy. Okay, actually, I've given up a lot of layups this year, or I wouldn't be fighting for the 8th and final playoff spot. Interior defense has been an issue for me. Nice reverse pivot jump shot by Trey Lyles there on the left side. At the end of the third quarter, Jazz lead 83-63. Here is Lyles again working on the left block on Tolliver. Lyles turnaround fall away off the glass. Beautiful kissed shot off the glass. Rebounded by Cousins. Cousins back out to Lawson. Nice pump fake there by Rudy Gay in the lane. It's a 14-point lead for the Jazz with 4:40 to go in the game. Boogie from the top of the key. He hits the 3 looking down the barrel. It's 89-78. The Kings making a little bit of a run here. Here's Burks on the right side to Hayward. Hayward gets past Gay all the way and flushes it. That is so Gordon Hayward dunk right there. Here is George Hill on the right side yo-yoing. And Rudy Gobert is going to slip the screen. Nice, beautiful bounce pass from George Hill And Gobert flushes it with the left hand. Jazz win this one 187 over Sacramento. They hold the Kings to 34% shooting. Jazz bench outscores the Kings 44-24 in this one. Quick look at the player stats in this game. DeMarcus Cousins with 20 points and 28 boards for the Kings. A huge game for Boogie on